What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl Shannon from Rivian Chill, and we have a guest appearance from The Bump. Do you see that, people? He'll be making a guest appearance with us in every video up until this summer when he actually makes his real debut. Okay, but anyways, you guys, I had to share with you something that happened to me last week. Now, first of all, maybe some of you can relate. Do you ever have a day where you feel like maybe the universe is just working against you? That is what happened to me last week with both my Tesla, the Model Y right here, and my Rivian. Okay, so let me back up. Let me explain. Also, you are not going to believe what happened to the Rivian. Like, it is crazy. Unless you follow me on Twitter, then you already saw it. But that one is going to be crazy. But first, let me tell you what happened to the Model Y. And it starts off being like no big deal. So last week I started getting these messages on my display saying that like the tire pressure monitoring system had a fault. And I thought that's no big deal. And then right underneath it you even see a message where like it looks like the message may clear on its own. Basically it did not. And I didn't think it was going to be a huge deal. I thought maybe like a TPMS sensor went bad because these wheels and tires and sensors, they are not OEM. I mean, they look good though, don't they? Like, look at those. They be popping. But they're not OEM. We got them bundled from Tire Rack about a year ago. So again, I just thought, well, like maybe a sensor went bad. No big deal. We'll just get it replaced. So again, all I did was I went in the Tesla app. I did a service request. I just sent the simple note, receive fault, see picture. And people, Tesla is so easy and efficient to work with. It was pretty amazing. They had that part ordered before like I even brought the vehicle in, and they were done with my vehicle 20 minutes later. That's it, 20 minutes and it was done. And even though I've owned a Tesla for a while, my mind is still blown at the kind of service that they offer. Like maybe you've had an experience like I have had with other auto manufacturers. Oh, it's super windy. We're gonna get inside in a second. But you know, sometimes with other auto manufacturers, you call them, you tell them there's a problem with your vehicle, they have you bring it in, but they're not gonna do anything until they actually like see the car, put their hands on the car. And at that point, then they might order the part that they need. So it could take like hours, possibly even days for your vehicle to get fixed. So again, kudos to you, Tesla. Now let me show you what my actual problem was. Okay, hop inside with me here. Okay, so let me show you what the actual problem was. And I'm gonna put this in a screen cleaning mode here. Okay, this is what I saw when I was driving home from Tesla. Ba-bam. Do you see this crack right here? Like people, those are shards of glass. I have no idea how that even happened. Okay, and before some of you guys are like thinking I'm blaming Tesla because like that's where I brought my car and I didn't notice it until I was driving home. I'm not blaming Tesla by any means. More than likely, it was my own doing. Truth be told, people, between you and me here, I'm not the most responsible person in the world. It's true. I wish I was. I think J3, our 4-year-old son, is more responsible than I am. Like, I get a new iPhone every year, not because, like, I'm a huge Apple fan, not because I want the latest and greatest technology. I get a new iPhone because I break, drop, or lose my current iPhone. I'm not that responsible. I mean, my husband is. J2 is super responsible. He takes care of all of his things. He treats his things really well. I mean, look at me. I am in great condition because he treats me well. I mean, he even has like the iPhone 11 still, and there's not a single scratch or crack on that screen. Now, granted, of course, he does have like the screen protector on it, but he takes real good care of his stuff, not me. So we had to get the S-Tech wrap that makes this car look so good, not because I was necessarily super worried about other people dinging up my car, but because I was worried about myself dinging up the car. Okay, so back to what happened with the screen here. So basically I saw it, I had a mini heart attack on the highway, and then I had to like finger my screen because I wanted to see what was really happening here with this damage. And you can see like there are shards of glass in there. And then there's this crack that comes all the way down here. I thought that I had committed like the cardinal sin of owning a Tesla, cracking your screen. And if you own like a 3 or a Y or whatever, you know like there's just that one screen. So if you break it, that's bad news bears for you. because screens are like, what? I think they're like $1,500 to replace. Like if you tack on labor, that could be like an easy $2,000. So I really wanted to avoid that. And I know there are a lot of people out there who are not fans of screen protectors. They think that screen protectors are like a waste of time, a waste of money. They don't think they're necessary for their Tesla. I'm here to tell you people, that is not the case. Unless you're like super duper responsible, you don't have kids, or maybe you never even like drive your Tesla and it just sits in your driveway, please get a screen protector, because accidents happen just like this. And you can see, like, I even pulled it up to double check that it was just a screen protector. I pulled up the edge here. You can see the bubbles in it because I already wanted to verify. You can see the screen itself still looks beautiful. There are no cracks there at all. So you can see, like, this $30 screen protector, it potentially saved me $1,500 to $2,000 easily. So I am super thankful. After I realized like it was just the screen protector and not the screen, I figured, well, I'll just keep it on anyways until the new screen protector comes in, because we don't want to risk actually like more damage happening in the meantime. So we'll just kind of press her back on just like that. But people, again, I can't stress this enough. Taking preventative measures, using protection can save accidents from this, or even accidents like this happening. Which, how cute is the little nugget right now? Like, he is growing so much. Look at that profile, people. Does it look just like mine? Okay, I think he has my nose. I'm like 90% sure. Also, people, he better look like me. If I'm gonna carry him for this long, I don't wanna give birth to something that looks not like me. Yeah, okay, so anyways, that is what happened to the Tesla. I thought that was a big enough deal. Now, give me just a few minutes. I'm gonna go get the Rivian. It'll only be like a second for you. And let me show you what happened there. So continuing to talk about our theme of protection, let me tell you what happened to the Rivian right after the Tesla screen incident happened. The underbody liner got ripped off. I repeat, it got ripped off. How did that happen? What does that even mean? Let me show you. This is part of the underbody liner. Do you see this? Look at that. It almost looks like a mountain landscape, doesn't it? The way like the ridges are. That is like a complete rip. That is pretty bad. So let me show you the rest of the damage. Now I have the vehicle in the off-road mode here, all terrain, highest setting. That way we could really see the damage that was done. So hopping out here, let's get down and dirty. Let me show you the damage. We are on the ground. Do you see this? Okay, let me show you. Look at that. Do you see all of those wires there? That is not supposed to be exposed like that. It should look like the rest of the vehicle here. But that piece got completely ripped off. Now, where is the rest of the piece here? I have no idea. Somewhere on the road. But if you ever wanted to know what the inside or like the guts of your Rivian look like, this is it. So pretty sure those wires are not supposed to be exposed like that. So let me tell you how we are in the process of getting this fixed. Whew, watching a pregnant woman get up off the ground is not a pretty sight. So I just cut that part out for you. You're welcome. Now you're probably wondering, how did that happen? Let me explain. We were just going on a drive on a publicly paved road, people. Just driving down the road. Yes, it was raining. Rain equals puddles. Now, I'm not going to further incriminate myself at all in this story. I'm going to stop right there. But I am going to say that I do not blame Rivian at all for this happening. Yeah, it's not their fault. I'm not going to say whose fault it was. Not going to say it was the driver. I'm just going to say I didn't think that could happen. Who knew a few puddles could do that much damage? Publicly paved road, just driving in the rain. That's all I'm going to say. Now, that being said, you're probably wondering what's going to happen next. And to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. We've already sent in a service request to Rivian. We've talked to them on the phone. We've talked to them through the app. Boop, 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 boop. So while Rivian is coming up with a plan of action, I'm kind of left here wondering, like, number one, is that going to be covered under warranty? Fingers crossed, I hope so, but I kind of don't think it will be. Also, number two, how much is this going to end up costing me? If it is going to be out of pocket, I'm kind of thinking this won't be cheap. Now that being said, and hindsight being 2020, was there anything I could have done to like prevent this from happening? Or maybe even like shielded my Rivian even more or protected it even more? And the answer would be, well, number one, I shouldn't have driven on that public road in the rain, apparently. But number two, we could have opted for kind of an upgrade when we were designing our Rivian. We could have opted for their underbody shield, which is an additional $2,000, but basically it's like a giant skid plate that goes from like the front of the Rivian all the way to the back and provides additional protection. And that's kind of more for like your hardcore off-roaders. Now for me, when we were designing the Rivian, I kind of thought, well, she's really just gonna be a street queen. She's just gonna run the streets just like me. We look good on the road, but we're not gonna be like crawling up any rocks or anything like that. We don't like to get that dirty, unless it's like in the bedroom. Okay, but anyways, yeah, so we could have opted for that like upgrade. We chose not to. But again, even though we didn't opt for that option, like this underbody liner here, like this is some heavy duty stuff. Like this is really rigid. And y'all know, like, I have an affinity for things that can stay stiff for a really long time. This is one of those things. So I am super surprised that it really just ripped like that. And if you get kind of close to it, you can see like it's kind of like fibrous, and it is like, that is super strong. So the fact that this came off is like, that's just bonkers, people. That's crazy. I think we might keep this as like a little souvenir. Does this look like a state? I'm super bad at geography, but I'm thinking maybe like Virginia or West Virginia. Or does that look like Tennessee? That's not Tennessee. No. Okay, if you know what state this looks like, or maybe this way, okay, let me know, because I probably could use a geography lesson. Okay, so yeah, we're probably gonna keep this as a souvenir, maybe even paint it gold, give it a little bit of flash. That's an option. I'm gonna float that by J2, see what he says. Now real quickly, circling back here, we of course want to get the Rivian fixed as quickly as possible. Having those wires exposed, I'm no electrician, but that can't be a good thing. Even if there's like a little case around them, like probably not a good thing. It was covered in the first place, right? So to, of course, like state the obvious, it sucked that it happened. But what also sucks is that the nearest service center is 2.5 hours away in Boston. And that's 2.5 hours away on a good day. So I'm really, really hoping maybe like the mobile service team could fix this. I kind of doubt that it would fall under mobile service, but I'm still hoping. Maybe they can do what I did and put the Rivian in the highest setting here, and hopefully they can work on it. But I kind of feel like this is one of those things where they're gonna need to like get it on an actual lift in a shop to really assess the damage. So what happens now? We kind of wait and see. So I will keep you guys updated on how this gets repaired, if it's under warranty or not, and how much that'll cost. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys. This has kind of been the week where the universe has just been working against me. But thankfully though, protection has helped in at least some of the instances here. I mean, the screen protector on the Tesla, that saved, again, potentially a lot of money. But as you can tell, we take protection super seriously in our household. Well, except in some instances. But we do, of course, you remember, we have the PPF around spots of the Rivian here, and we have the Tesla fully protected in S-Tech Dynomat. And side note, it just looks really cool that way too. But again, it has potentially saved us a lot of money in one area. We didn't opt for like the higher level of protection on the underliner, and now we could be paying big bucks for it. So we'll see how it pans out. But that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.